What is going on, folks? Today I will be making onigiri with Japanese authentic products. I have my bonito flakes here, my sesame seeds, my short grain rice from Japan, some of my seaweed, and a beautiful made in Japan rice cooker. And of course some plastic wrap. And also I have a few pickled plums, also from Japan, from Nippon. Hopefully they turn out great. First thing I'm going to do is cut my sheets in those strips so that they're ready to wrap around. Then alright, so when you're going to make rice in a rice cooker, today I'm going to be making 5 cups to begin with. Do not plug in the rice cooker. Do not plug in the rice cooker until your rice has been washed and until your rice is soaked for 30 minutes. Once we're ready to start cooking, then plug in the rice cooker because it starts to heat up right away. So let's leave it unplugged for now. Right now we're going to get 5 cups of rice. My rice cooker came with this handy dandy measuring cup, so I'm going to get 5 of these and I'm going to put them in a separate bowl, not in the Teflon bowl, because that washing and rinsing around too much can damage the layers that are on this. So we want to preserve this as much as possible. So get a separate bowl and wash 5 cups of rice. Rinse it real well, take out the water, rinse it again, take out the water, maybe like 3 or 4 times until the water is pretty much nice and clear. Okay? Alright, so here, you can look what Japanese rice looks like. Nice and small, short grain, delicious. We want it to be nice and clean. And that's my good cousin. This video goes out to my parents and all the school children of the United States of America. So you see how the water is pretty much almost clear now. That's how you know the rice is nice and clean, because those first couple of washes, it'll look super cloudy. So this is, it'll look like horchata, como los mexicanos, nosotros nos quitamos la horchata, usamos un poco de canela y azúcar, ándale. So this will be the last rinse I do, because this is relatively clear already. Be gentle with the rice, switch it around. This is already like my 5th time cleaning it. And so now, after I dump this water, I'm going to put a little bit more water and I'm going to let it soak in the water for 30 minutes. Okay? Dump this out, put fresh water, soak 30 minutes. Alright, so I have my seaweed. This is what we're going to be wrapping the nigiri with. After we form those little triangles, we'll be wrapping it. It has a smooth side and a rough side. So the rough side will obviously go towards the rice, so it has a better grip. And I'm not going to prepare the fillings yet. This is where my pickled plums will go in, and this is where my fish flakes and soy sauce will go in. I'll prepare those once the rice is finished. Here I've prepared a little water, vinegar, and a dash of salt. Because the rice is so sticky, I don't want it to stick to my hands. So every time I'm about to make a rice ball, I will dip my hands in this water, take a little tiny dip of the salt, and I will form the rice balls with my hands. Alright, so now that my rice is nice and clean, I'm going to do a 1-to-1 ratio from the rice and the water. So I put 5 of these of rice and I put 5 of water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's quite accurate. Then you're gonna put it, well, we're gonna make sure that we dry off this little tiny bit of water that's on there. We don't want it to be crackling and causing any damage to our brand new rice cooker. Wouldn't that be a shame? So I'm gonna dry it off first. bottom. All right. Now, put this beauty in here. Ready. Now, you can get one of our pickled plums. My hands are nice and clean. And you can just put one in the center. Bloop. Just like that. Now, we're gonna close this beauty. Make sure it's nice and sealed. Now we can plug it in. And it goes like this. Okay. See how it's already turned on? It's going to start warming up. But since we're ready to cook, we're going to go ahead and just press the button. There you go. Now it's cooking. So now we're going to let it cook. Once the light switches, it finishes cooking and it switches to keep warm, we're going to leave it and keep warm for 15 minutes. After it's been 15 minutes on keep warm, then we can open it up, stir it nicely, and start making our onigiri. Be back in a few. So the rice is still cooking. You can tell it's now heating up. You can see that I'm just putting my hand behind the steam so you can see it. It's gonna collect dew in this dew collector here, majigger. So after we finish cooking, you're gonna want to clean this and wash this every time you cook rice. But it's still cooking, so we'll come back and keep checking on it. All right, so now our rice has finished cooking, but we are not gonna open this. We're gonna leave it alone. It's steaming now. And we're gonna let it sit and warm for 15 minutes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time we use our rice cooker. Here we can see beautiful fluffy rice. We're now gonna use our plastic spatula so that we do not scratch anything. We're gonna get from the bottom and kind of break it up a little bit. Thanks. That way we can mix it all around. We want the fluffiness to be spread everywhere, and we don't want it to. That way the rice can breathe. I can already feel the stickiness of it. It's awesome. It looks so fresh and so delicious. I just want to dive in. Now we're gonna get started on making our rice balls. All right, guys, so what we want to do is we're going to get a little bit of rice first. You're going to put your filling in the middle. Just a small amount, just about the amount about how much one plum would have. Like that. And then we're going to get a little bit more rice. You're just going to cover it like that. I'm a hefty boy, so I'm going to make a hefty amount. Then you're gonna wet your hands. This is water with a dash of salt and rice vinegar. I'm gonna dip my fingers in salt, and I'm just gonna start forming like a ball. So I'm just gonna make like a snowball. You know, we've all played in the snow maybe once or twice. Keep your hands wet. After you've made your little ball, you can start to form it into a little triangle. Kind of like a tortilla, I guess. The Japanese tortilla. Look at that. You don't want to over squish it. You want it to keep its fluffy texture and its warmth. Once we have a nicely shaped triangle like that, then we want to get a piece of our seaweed, get the rough side and apply it to the rice, and just wrap it around. Make sure it sticks nicely. This is where you will be holding the food. And there we go, ready to enjoy. Look how delicious that is.